Morning, everybody. We both are lost and alone in this world. Walk with me in the gentle rain. Don't be afraid, I've a hand for your hand, and our love will be here for a while. I feel your tears as they fall from your cheek. They are warm like the gentle rain. Come, little one, you have me in this world, and our love will be sweet, much too sweet, like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain. We both are lost and alone in this world. Walk with me in the gentle rain. Don't be afraid, I've a hand for your hand, and our love will be sweet and strong. I feel your tears as they fall from your cheek. They are warm like the gentle rain. Come, little one, you have me in this world, and our love will be sweet, much too sweet, like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain. You've got me, don't fear, I'll be there, and our love will be gentle, gentle, like the gentle rain, gentle. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irene. That's Irene Jalenti, who will be doing our special music today. We're always, always happy to have you with us, so thank you. And I'm Kathie Libby. I am your platform assistant for this morning at Unity Center DC, a spiritual growth community. And hopefully we are all growing spiritually daily. Today, we are welcoming back Rev Sherrie Quander, who will be speaking to be kind and have courage, two essential elements of life. So thank you and welcome. I need strength, humility, courage, patience, strength to control my passions, humility to assess my own worth, courage to rise above defeats, patience to cleanse myself of imperfections, and wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let me not be discouraged by my failings. Let me take heart from all that is good and noble in my character. Keep me from falling victim to cynicism. Teach me sincerity and enthusiasm. Endow me with perception and courage, that I may serve others with compassion and love.
is my first affair. Please be kind, handle my heart with care. Please be kind, this is all so grand. My dreams are on parade. If you'll just understand, they'll never fade. So tell me your love's sincere, and please be kind. Tell me I needed fear, and please be kind. 'Cause if you leave me, dear, I know my heart will lose its mind. If you love me, please be kind. Well, this is my very first affair. Please be kind, handle my heart with care. And please be kind, this is all so grand. My dreams are on parade. If you'll understand, they'll never, ever, 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 ever fade. So tell me your love is sincere. Please be kind. Tell me I needn't fear. And please be kind. 'Cause if you leave me, dear, I know my heart will lose its mind. If you love me, please, please, please be kind. Please be kind to me. Thank you.
Irene, that was just beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, hello, Amen people. It's good to be back with you all. Always a pleasure to be here. One of the things that most ministers have a little bit of a challenge with is what am I going to talk about? And so until we get a little bit more comfortable in the role of becoming a minister, we struggle with that. Well, I've gotten to the point where I don't struggle with it so much anymore. I just allow the universe to talk to me. And I was channel surfing a few days ago, and I stopped on a channel, and as I was surfing by it, I heard the character say, "Be kind and have courage." And I thought, that might be a good thing to talk about. Kindness and courage. In Paul Hasselbeck's book, Heart-Centered Metaphysics, it states, the mind is the starting point of every act, thought, and feeling, the common meeting ground of humankind, of God and humankind. He went on to write, the mind is the seat of perception of those things that we see, hear, and feel. It is through the mind that we see the beauties of the earth and the sky, of music, of art, in fact, everything. That silent shuttle of thought waves working in and out through cell and nerves weaves into one harmonious whole myriad of mood and mind, and we call it life. Hasselbeck also went on to write, What we think about God is going to be the difference between a haunting fear that weighs us down and keeps us back, or an exhilarating strength and inspiration that stimulate us into higher achievement. This week, we celebrate the birth of our nation, the 4th of July. And I see Helen's all ready. She's all set. She's got on her regalia. And I just think that is fabulous to just get into it. If we're going to celebrate, let's celebrate. So we credit this day in the year 1776 as the day this country came into being as a separate entity from the British monarchy. The Constitution of the United States sets forth the ideals upon which this country is founded. One of the most important statements being, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are very powerful words. I am sure the life of spirit must have been flowing through our forefathers when they wrote these words. And unfortunately, we have observed over the centuries, the intention behind those words has been applied only to the privileged few. So many men and women became disinherited and not equal when this document was completed. As we've been observing for 4 centuries, the struggle continues as the disinherited, the people we consider minorities in this country, are demanding their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, those that have stood in the sunshine of privilege stand now in the fear of giving that privilege to those disinherited, which might then change their privilege status. So nobody wants to change anything. For all intent and purpose, life is okay here. Everything is good. Just take a look. There are people standing at the border fighting to get in here. So we got to be doing it right, right? There's so many of us that want to help with this situation. We want to find solutions to the insurmountable challenges that are coming up around this concept of equity, this concept of freedom, life, and liberty. And there are times I know I ask myself, well, where do I begin with something like that? This is a ginormous problem. And just like anything else, one step at a time. When I was channel surfing and came upon this concept of our topic today, I noticed that what I was watching was the movie Cinderella. And we all know that story. This was a privileged young girl who lost both of her parents. But before they died, they impressed upon her that she will be just fine in life. She will do well in life if she remembers to be kind and have courage. When we cannot think of any other way to participate in healing of humanity, start by being kind to others. As we participate in kindness, the inspiration of spirit of God within us will guide us to the next step of our good. We may not know the whole path of our contribution to life, but what we do know is that spirit will, as our daily word said this morning, guide us one step at a time. Now, every act of kindness shown can make a meaningful difference in the lives of other people. Living from kindness on a daily basis takes practice, but it leads us to a lifestyle and mindset shift that implores us to meet the world and each other with a greater empathy and justice. Kindness asks us to extend our approach beyond niceties and good manners and into transformative action, compassion, and intentional inclusion and empowering solutions. Kindness is a choice. It's a muscle that we will flex and actually could use a little bit more of our attention. And no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Just like anything else, becoming good at being kind takes conscious awareness. It's interesting. I have a neighbor, lives next door to me. And I don't know him very well. And he moved into that house after I long moved away from here. And so when I moved back here to help take care of my mother, there were all sorts of stories about him. And he owns this house. He's had it for at least 15, 18 years. And I don't think he spent one night in that house. He has it, he owns it, he keeps it immaculate on the outside. I mean, not a leaf. The squirrels have to ask permission to go across his lawn. It's just one of these things where it's just immaculate. And at the same time, he doesn't live there. He is someone who wants to be a part of the neighborhood. And when you don't live here, that creates a bit of a challenge. So sometimes he's perceived by some of the kids in the neighborhood as a grumpy old man. Sometimes he's perceived as just being plain old strange, and we're not sure what's going on in that house next door, because we do know he's not living there, but he owns a place and he keeps it clean and neat. But we don't know what goes on behind those closed doors when he goes in and out. When the garage door goes up, you want to run over there and take a peek and make sure there's no plastic bag sitting in there with questionable contents. So unfortunately, there has been a reputation that has been created around this gentleman. So when I moved home, my family was telling me, oh, don't go talk to this guy. No. He's not wrapped too tight. We know something's not right with him. We're not exactly sure what it is, but you don't need to be talking to this guy. And I thought to myself, I can't do that. I'm not capable of living next door to somebody, and I don't have any relationship whatsoever. I can't do that. And we have a tree that sits on our property line, and it hangs over into his property. And I was getting nervous when I first moved back. The tree needed some pruning, or it was going to start rubbing on his roof. So I knew I had to figure out a way to make contact. So I went out one morning and I called him by name and walked over and said, well, we have not really had the chance to meet. And my name is Sherrie. And he goes, oh, you must be the daughter. And I said, yes, I'm the daughter. And he says, well, I've heard a whole lot about you. It was finally nice to get a chance to meet you. I said, well, same here. And so we kept the conversation light. Well, during the conversation, he starts talking about the neighborhood. And what I discovered was what meant something to him was when somebody spoke to him, when he was recognized, when he was acknowledged, when he was seen. So I thought, oh my goodness, if this is the thing that means the most to him, whenever I go outside and he's there, I speak to him. I acknowledge him. I wave at him when my car drives by. For him, that's kindness. We can make somebody's day by just saying hello. And I remember when I was working at University of Southern California, many moons ago, I had a team of young people that I was working with. And I know every time when we went over to campus for some reason or another, there were several homeless people wandering around. That's a beautiful campus. So there were homeless people wandering around. And there are times when I'd walk past one of them, I'd speak and say hello. And so one day, one of the kids came up to me and said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "What?" They said, "Do you speak to everybody?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And they said, "I mean, you just can't let a homeless person walk past you and you not say something to them." And I said, "Well, that's just being kind." I have a friend who just loves to cook. That is like her favorite sport. And she's now retired, so she can cook all she wants. She loves cooking all sorts of stuff from around the world. She takes pictures of it. She posts it on Facebook. She just gets into it. And she lives alone. So she has a kindness that she set up with several friends that she knows who have families to feed, that when she decides to make some big whoopee gourmet meal, and of course she's the only person eating it, she packs up all the leftovers and takes them over to the friends and leaves them with their families because she knows that they could use the food. These are kindnesses. Kindness can be a smile or sitting by somebody's bedside. Kindness can just be listening or leaving a card or a note. I know one of the biggest things I discovered in being in human resources is that when there were disagreements between employees, basically all they wanted was to be heard. They wanted to be able to sit down and tell their story to somebody who is actually listening. Kindness is praying with someone. Maya Angelou said it best. It takes courage to be kind. Fairy tales and folklore would have us believe that courage is reserved for the superheroes and crusaders. But it's simpler than that. Courage is often found in the quiet moments where there's no audience. It's a teenager fighting through anxiety. It's a single mom providing for her family. Or it's someone standing up for what they believe in. Brené Brown wrote, "Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen." Courage is about standing in our power. And what does that mean, standing in our power? It means remembering at all times that we are magnificent, individualized expressions of all that God is. It means not allowing anyone or any situation to place judgment or value on your life. It means not succumbing to the negative monkey mind that we speak to ourselves. We can be so mean to ourselves. And when you sit back and think about it, some of the garbage that we say to ourselves, we wouldn't think in a million years to ever say to anybody else. Social media has made it easy for people to be mean and critical and judgmental, all behind closed doors. There's nothing courageous about this type of behavior, this type of cowardly behavior. If we are to participate in the healing consciousness of humanity, we have to be courageous and stand up and call out this kind of behavior. To create a world that works for everyone, we must first acknowledge the lives of everyone. There are no disinherited when it comes to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We must not allow those who live in this country and those who are different from us in any way to become disinherited. We must honor those words. All men and women are created equal. They are endowed by their creator. Roy Bennett wrote, "Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness of people." It does take courage to be kind. It takes kindness to love and accept others. And it takes constant awareness that we are the children of God, and God is the source and substance of all of our supply. With God, all things are possible. And so it is. Amen. Join me now as we take this moment to take a deep breath and exhale. Allow ourselves a moment to become comfortable in our chairs. Allow our consciousness to be present in this moment. For this is the day the Lord hath made, and we rejoice in it. I know as I continue to breathe, that I breathe in that life of spirit. I am present in this moment as I breathe in my awareness of this life, this thing we call life. And I know now that at this time, I'm choosing to allow myself to feel my connection to spirit. Because what we know is spirit is all there is. There is nothing before spirit. There is nothing greater than spirit. And each and every one of us is an expression of spirit. So in this moment, I feel that warmth within the core of my being. I see it as sunlight, and its warmth is moving up into my heart cavity. It is moving out into my extremities, to the tips of my fingers. It is moving upward through my neck into my head and out of the crown of my head. That same warmth is moving down in my torso, through my hips, through my knees, through my ankles and my toes. I am filled with the warmth of spirit. As I breathe, I know that spirit is guiding, directing, inspiring, prospering, and blessing me in all that I do. I am safe. I am protected. I am loved. That warmth fills me to overflowing, where I feel joy by sharing this warmth with others. God and I are one. I bask in this truth. I feel that God energy revitalizing every single cell within my being. Each cell is operating in conjunction with the ones next to it, so that my body is humming at optimum perfection. I know that if there is some feeling of unwellness or fear, that spirit is filling those areas within me up with light. Spirit is supporting me in all that I seek to do. It is supporting me in remembering who I am and how to remain in my power. It is supporting me by means of my prosperity. For prosperity is absolutely everywhere present. It flows in by means of money. It flows in by means of friendship. It flows in by means of my courage. It flows in by means of the peace that is at the core of my being. Prosperity is mine on all levels, for Spirit has promised it so. So in these next few moments of silence, I allow myself to completely feel filled up in that warmth of spirit. Thank you, dear Spirit. I am filled up to overflowing. I stand in courage. I participate in kindness. I am in gratitude for all that I am and for all that I have. I recognize that no matter what may appear to be going on in this world, God is in the middle of it. God is guiding and directing. God is handling it. And my job is to be the peace, to be the love, to be the kindness, and to stand in courage, knowing that God's got this. So as I breathe in, I allow myself to slowly return my consciousness to our individualized rooms, that I wiggle my toes, I twitch my nose, I breathe in, I open my eyes, I return to this present moment completely at peace. And so it is.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore trees. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. And in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying these sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries so far behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Dream a little dream of me. Dream a little dream of me. Dream of me.
And for closing prayer, grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes, strength and bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name, hollow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. And so it is.
We are so blessed here at Unity Center DC for extraordinary speakers, talented musicians who share with us each week their God gift, their message, their inspiration. And for us as recipients, I'd like you to take this moment and be grateful. If you want to express your gratitude by giving a gift to Unity Center DC, it's possible. We'll put up on the screen the options, but you can give online, you can mail a cash or a check to the address you'll see on the screen, so that we can continue this ministry, which has blessed us all. Thank you.